Hi there. Today, I am even more casual than usual because I'm going to the gym um, in a little bit, which is one of the perks of working for myself and having my own schedule. Um, and by the gym, I mean the climbing gym. I don't actually work out at a regular gym because I find exercise just excruciatingly boring and I hate cardio and I am generally pretty lazy. Um, and I've tried a lot of things, and the only thing that I've stuck with is rock climbing. That I've been doing that for, I don't know, since 2009, I think 2008. At any rate, it's the only thing that I've stuck with, and I think part of the reason is that it's always different, um, and there's always like a puzzle to solve. I mean, that's you're climbing the route, and that's the challenge is the puzzle, and you can always increase the level of what you're doing, and it's also there's a social aspect because you need someone to belay you or hold the rope and catch you, and so I've made some great friends through that. But it's also an independent activity because their belaying has nothing to do with your ability to get up or down the wall. I mean, that's all yourself. um, but one of the things that I started thinking about a lot, often while I was on the wall, was how many parallels there are to that and starting a business. I actually thought about this quite often as I was going on my own journey from working for other people to working for myself. Because the thing is, in climbing, there's all different kinds of routes that are set, and they're all different skill levels. And so you start where you start, and that might not be where someone else starts, which is absolutely true with rock climbing. Some people start with very little strength and really starting at the very, very beginning. Some people don't really know rock climbing, but they're fit, and so they can start a little bit higher up. Um, the routes, though, even the same exact path, same exact route for different people is going to be different. I climb the two people that I climb with regularly. One is my good friend, Karen, and she is just a little bit shorter than I am, but is much more fit and muscular. And my other friend, Audrey, is taller than I am and has just a beautiful sense of balance. I don't know where it comes from. I know she used to do some dance, but at any rate, she's just got a sense of balance that I do not have. I often feel like I am a drunk monkey climbing up that wall. Sometimes I feel like, oh, that was beautiful. Like that's what I used to look at people doing and think, oh, wow, I'm never going to be able to do that. But lots of times I do feel like a drunk monkey hauling myself up that wall. At any rate, all three of us can do the same exact climb, and all three of us will handle it a little bit differently because our bodies are different. And so there are things that that I will be able to do that Karen won't be able to do because she's just a little bit shorter, so I can reach it. So she has to accommodate in a different way. So she uses more power to get to there. Audrey is taller and can just reach some things that I really have to launch myself up to. And so we just have different strengths. And so not always the same thing works for all of us. And that's true, very true in business. It's always good to watch what someone else has done. Usually the first person climbing is at a disadvantage because they've not seen anybody do that and see the spots that get stuck. They call it getting beta when you get to watch what someone else does or when they explain to you what the tricky parts are. So you have that knowledge in advance. But the thing is even with that it helps you a little bit or sometimes a lot. But in the end, you're always going to have to do something in your own way. You're going to have to figure it out because there isn't a set exact way that is going to work for everybody. There isn't a magical formula that works for everybody all of the time. And then the other thing is, there's just that overall thing that I thought about is how similar my the one exercise that I've stuck with is to what I now do, which is, building a business, but also individually, like there are things that, again, that I can watch what someone does and I can try that. And maybe I will try that as the first step, but then I'll realize that that step isn't going to work for me in that way because I can't do that. In some cases, it's because I physically can't do it because I don't have the skill yet. And then I have to learn a skill, which happens all the time in business. I'm learning that I know very little actually about social media. And now I'm having to figure out things about video. And, some of it's fun, but some of it is like, oh my God, there's so much stuff. But you're only learning one thing at a time. Like when I'm working on a problem, when I'm climbing and I'm struggling with it, it's one thing that I need to figure out. It's, okay, I need to learn how to move my body this way, or I need to be able to move my body this way, which means I might need to stretch, or I need to feel braver and trust my feet. All kinds of things. So so I might not be able to reach it because I don't have that skill yet, but I can get that skill. I can develop that skill. Or I might not be able to do it that way because I just cannot do it that way. It doesn't work for me. And so I have to figure out another way to make it work. And there's almost always a way to make it work. And some days I give up, not entirely, but I know that it's not going to happen that day. And continuing to try is just going to make me frustrated and hate what I'm doing. And one of the things that I love about climbing is it's fun. I don't want to hate it. So I can tell when, okay, it's time to regroup. I am not going to be able to figure this out right now because I'm tired. It's the end of the day. I've already climbed 5 other things, and this is just like, I don't have it in me, but I can rest and regroup and come back to it. And so it's funny how often that I think about these parallels while I'm climbing. But what I also like about climbing, and this got into a discussion that I was having with someone else about mindfulness, is that it is one of the few places that I shift into the present very often, because I have to like focus on where I'm moving and how I'm going to reach and thinking about what I'm going to do. And so that kind of puzzle solving aspect of the exercise is one of the reasons I think that I stick with it, because when I'm focused on things, time seems to go faster. And what I find about most other exercises is there's just not enough to focus on. And I get so bored. And even when there's like people watching to do, I still get like too bored. I'm like, oh my God, how long have I been walking? It's been like forever. And it's been 4 seconds. So at any rate, that is what I will be doing this afternoon. Oh, I am also wearing my Louisa shirt from Encanto. That was one of my climbing friends got for me. She's my favorite character from Encanto. She was the best. And I've never related so hard to a song in a Disney movie as much as I have Surface Pressure from Encanto. It's very catchy and also very relevant to a working mom or any busy woman, to be perfectly honest. Anyway, that's what I have going on today. I hope that you're having a good day. And if there's any thoughts that you have about some activity that you randomly associate with something else, I'd love to hear about it.